So,
Mr. Wardlow, will give you a chance to respond and also to mention some areas where maybe you think Mr. Ellison is to the extreme left. But first, in terms of what he just said about you.
Absolutely. Those things that he said are simply not true. With respect to pre-existing conditions, just let me be very clear on this. I stand for and support mandating pre-existing condition coverage. End of story. Period. That's it. And the fact of the matter is, Keith Ellison broke our healthcare system. Keith Ellison is one who voted for Obamacare, and because of that, we have skyrocketing premiums and skyrocketing deductibles. We nearly had a collapse of access to healthcare in rural Minnesota. And now what Keith Ellison wants is more government-run healthcare. You know, as P.J. O'Rourke said, if you think healthcare is expensive now, just wait till it's free. The fact of the matter is, Keith Ellison has a radical policy agenda he wants to push. With respect to all the other stuff he said, he had quite a list there. Those things are simply not true. With respect to Alliance Defending Freedom and the Southern Poverty Law Center, the Southern Poverty Law Center is a group that defames groups it disagrees with to raise money. That's all they really do. And you know, if as long as you're talking about extremism, Keith Ellison is the one who has been associated closely with Louis Farrakhan, who the Washington Post gave 4 Pinocchios to you for trying to deny your associations with Louis Farrakhan. In that 1995 op-ed in Insight News, you wrote that Louis Farrakhan is a role model for youth. This is the same person who just a few days ago compared Jews to termites.
Which
this is
I
unconscionable.
Condemn.
That's good. I'm glad you finally condemned that.
It's not
the fact of the matter
it's
is
long
this.
Ago.
Why didn't you condemn it as soon as Alan Dershowitz called on you to condemn it just the other day?
I've condemned
you were
those
silent.
words like
the
that.
The fact of the matter is this. I let you talk, now let me.
Okay, you go ahead. You're right.
You know, there are many other ways that Keith Ellison is extreme, and that is the question here. You know, he did oppose a bill in Congress to prevent violent sexual predators from working as teachers in our schools. And when he was in the State House, he opposed a bill that would have provided life sentences for violent sex offenders. He said that we don't necessarily need to be tough on crime when he opposed that bill in the Minnesota State House. That's terrible. Just let that sink in. He has supported and rallied and raised money for cop killers, including the murders of Sharif Willis, including Asada Shakur, including Sarah Jane Olson. Just look these facts up. They're absolutely true. You gave a speech at a fundraiser in 2000 for Sarah Jane Olson, and at that same fundraiser, and Sarah Jane Olson, of course, is the person who tried to kill police officers, Kathleen Celaya, a.k.a., who tried to kill police officers in Los Angeles with pipe bombs.